Hello, successionaires, and welcome to the talk show, TV and conference call talk show, The Road to Success. The talk show, this talk show is all about you. There's no doubt about it. It's all about you. What you want to talk about, the things that you tell me to do shows on, I do. Although we do have main topics, and tonight's topic is the importance of good graphics. I'm your host, Professor William Murray, and president of the Millionaire Mastermind Institute, which is an institute for entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs or those that just want a better lifestyle. I'm also the president of the Millionaire Mastermind Institute. It is at the institute where millionaire mindsets, lifestyles, and businesses are made. This show is sponsored by the Millionaire Mastermind Institute. And we take you from idea to implementation and beyond. The talk show is here to make everything easier for you and to give you knowledge, information, and lessons on success and what it takes to be successful at business. And as always, the God in me greets and bless the God in you. I watched more of the news in the last 24 hours than I have in the longest. And y'all, I'm telling you now, with what I'm finding out, you better get your shot. I'm gonna tell you to get the shot. Now it's been approved. Okay. So now you can get the shot. I'm gonna see how many people are smart enough to realize that now it has been FDA approved. You can go get the shot without saying, well, it ain't been approved. It's been approved. It has been approved. So now you can go get the shot, y'all. It's worth it. It's really worth it. I mean, I just lost another friend, someone I knew from the COVID. I hadn't seen him in quite a while, but I saw on Facebook where they had tried the COVID and didn't survive it. They got it Friday, and they passed. They went in the hospital Friday, and they passed yesterday. So I'm kind of not complete today. I'm kind of upset, and it's disturbing to me how people just don't get the fact that this is something that needs to be done, y'all. You're going to kill and poison your family, your mother, your father, your loved ones, friends, and associates because you really don't want to get the shot. And I don't know, y'all. I don't get it, and I'm not gonna get into the topic of it. I'm kind of upset behind finding out that someone that I knew had passed from the COVID. I mean, he went in the hospital Friday, died today. I mean, yesterday. Yeah, I didn't find out until today, and that's kind of disturbing and heart wrenching. And I've just been watching the news, listening, and learning what's going on. Are people starting to realize how serious this thing is? And I was talking to a young man Saturday, and I was telling him how upset his mother would be if something happened to him. How bad his aunt would be if something happened to him. And he deals with the public, but he hasn't yet to have a shot. He works in a fast food place. So after I talked to him Saturday, he told me, he said, Mr. Murray, I'm going to get the shot. He said, I hadn't looked at it like that, and I hadn't had people explain to me like that and give me statistics that you gave me. And from what you told me in statistics, I got a better understanding. now about the COVID and this Delta. Uh, I've lost more people in the last 2 months from this than I had for the first year and something. And it's scary, y'all. It's really scary to me. And you got to keep on keeping on regardless. You got to keep on keeping on. Y'all, we got a good topic this evening. The importance of good graphics. So, all of that's very, very important. And you got to realize the importance of graphics. Your graphics do a lot for you. Tells a lot about you and a lot about your company and your business. If you're using a second, third hand graphics and your logo is drawn by a 5-year-old or look like it, how is someone gonna take you serious about your business? People don't realize the importance of having things done professionally if you want to go and grow into that professional level. I mean, you can't always afford everything at first, but you've got to have good graphics. You've got to have everything put together in writing and planned out. And graphics is one of the main things that people see. They judge you by your graphics. They judge you by your graphics. I have a gentleman on this evening who y'all have met before. He's been on my show a couple times. And he tunes in every now and then, puts his 2 cents in every nickel whenever he tunes in. And let me bring on my guest, y'all, William Maxwell of Maxwell William Graphics. Well, he'll tell you. How you doing today, William? You're muted, William. You're muted. Oh, wait a minute. Have I got you muted? I do. How you doing, William?
I'm doing great, and just want to make sure, since we're talking about graphics and branding, that we get my name right as WM Graphics.
I knew it, man, but my mind right now said, man, I'm right now kind of messed up behind. I mean, I don't know why this upset me so mad about this person, but
well,
it really did.
It's always sad when you lose somebody, regardless of how you lose them, because at the end of the day, they don't come back, regardless of how you lose them. So
right.
It's always, sad when someone passes away. So I empathize with you and condolences to the family.
Thank you.
So let's get this show on the road.
William, I'll tell you what, because I'm gonna let you tell me, who is William Maxwell?
Well, William Maxwell is a guy who's been out here doing the graphics and marketing and advertising for the past 30 years with my company. Been doing graphic design and marketing professionally since 79. So I think I'm kind of qualified to talk about this subject a little bit. And
yeah, you might know a little bit of something.
A little something. If I was an ancient Kemet, they say 40 years makes you a grandmaster. So I guess, based on that.
Well, when you say that, that makes me.
What's that?
That makes me a grandmaster plus 5. Because I've been an entrepreneur now for 45 years.
See, that's what I'm saying. So you learn a lot, and one of the things that I've done over the time that I've been, doing this is, it's taught me how to be a good listener. And that's real important, because you always have to kind of understand where the client is coming from. But at the same time, the client has to trust you as the expert, as the professional, to direct them in the right direction so that they can be successful.
And when you're my graphic designer, and you've done for the last year, you've done fantastic. Because as a matter of fact, you just did some work for me last week.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
So, I got to pet you on your back, brother. As soon as you move your hand, I'll pet you on your back.
Yeah, and your job is off to the printer, so hopefully we'll be getting that back soon, and you know, waiting for the next project. So one of the things that I want to touch on tonight is I would like for all the listeners that are listening to us live to take time out to look at their logo, their website, all of their marketing materials, even if they're doing branding like I have here with the shirts and all of that. I want them to look at it to see if everything is coordinated on the same page, if the message is consistent, if they have some sort of theme that they've developed to try to differentiate themselves from their competitors. What are they doing? And I'm very interested, William, from standpoint. I have this conversation a lot with business owners. And a lot of times they come up with cookie cutter answers to things that should not be cookie cutter.
Right, right.
Okay.
But break down when you tell them cookie cutter, because
Well,
explain.
well, what I mean by cookie cutter is this. A lot of times people will say, well, I'm on a shoestring budget, I'm this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, it's about making good decisions, and you also have to make some sacrifices. Because sometimes if a person positions themselves when they're startup business or a business has been around for less than 5 years, sometimes you have to give the illusion of being larger than you are.
Well,
And
that's most of the time.
and one of the best and easiest ways to do that is through how you package your business. Okay. Perfect example. I had a client named Joni Ward, who's currently out in St. Louis, right? And she's an author, and she had a number of books. And I know that you had a show last week talking about book publishing, right?
Yes.
And one of the things that I do is help people who are trying to get their first books out there. So Joni has this great book, and I'm sure you can see it.
Yeah, Black Girls Gone Blonde.
Right. And with this book, and that's her crew on the back here. And we set up a photo shoot to do that. And when you go through her book, I'm trying to get used to the camera here. When you go through her book, it's professionally laid out. Everything is on point the way it should be. We have photos of each of the people that stories are on at the beginning of the chapters. We came up with the bookmarkers that go along with it, with a picture of the artist on at the bottom. And we came up with a logo for it, which he's now doing t-shirts and everything else. So everything works together in an ecosystem. Okay. And everything should work as a system and not a bunch of independent parts.
Right.
Because when your business comes off looking that way, it sends a signal to more seasoned people that you're probably a startup or you're very disorganized. And in either situation, that's going to be a red flag for most people. And I know a lot of small business owners, William, they got all their paperwork in line. They got their LLCs. They have their, 501c3s at their nonprofit. Yeah. They got all this paperwork. But at the end of the day, like Henry Ford said, even though, I'm not a big Henry Ford fan, but I do like what he said with this particular quote. And the quote is, if you don't have customers, you have a hobby, not a business.
That's right.
And
And you know,
regardless,
here's the thing. Here's
regardless of the amount of paperwork you have, if you don't have any customers, guess what? You're going to be out of business pretty soon.
and here's the thing about a lot of people got to realize you will have an idea, but you got to leave it up to the artist. You know, something, because I mean, you know, I might give you an idea of what I want, but it's up to you to fine tune my idea in a professional manner just beyond what I see. Because, you know, artists don't see what you see.
Right.
They're different. Y'all got, you know, y'all's mindset is totally different from everybody else's mind. And
Right.
they talk about how artists see, you know, here's one thing that I learned from when I watched the movie about jazz musician, can't say his name, how he would write a lot of his music.
Mm-hmm.
He would go stand out on the street at night and listen to the sound of traffic, listen to the sounds bouncing off the building, listen to somebody run over a water thing, and that's how he got in. He heard the rhythm of music through the sounds of the street.
Well, it's very similar. And I was talking to a young lady earlier today who was referred to me. She's a graphic designer, and she's been in the business for about 10 years. And she's at a point where she's kind of hit a glass ceiling for
A wall,
her.
yeah, you hit that wall.
And the thing was, William, I had to explain to her that if you really listen to the customer,
Right.
and you have a strategy that you can act upon based on the input that you're getting from the customer. And I told her, you have to create a system of gathering information from the customer. It's your job to be like a fisherman. You're going to pull all that stuff out, pull it out, and you, as the master mixer, so to speak, you're going to take all that information based on past jobs that you may have done, based on things you may have seen. And just like you was just describing the jazz musician, I mean, I was telling the young lady today, when I'm out in the streets, I'm looking at things completely different than the average person's looking at things. I see design in everything. And so when I'm out, I'm getting inspiration, and it helps fuel different concepts that I may implement while designing.
Yeah. Well, you're an artist, man. You know, I've got a friend that back in the day when I had my clothing stores and I had my own clothing line. He was my designer,
Right.
one of my artist designers.
Mm-hmm.
And man, some of the stuff he came up with, I'm thinking, damn, how did he? I mean, where was his mind on that? Now I had a kid that was 15. Cause I had four artists. I had 14 of these kids, and I had this older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
But this teenager came in when they said, they call me Mr. Murray. Mr. Murray, I've got an idea for a logo for you. And I said, well, I've already got a logo.
Right.
He said, so I said, well, here's what, put it together, bring it to me. Man, guess what my logo is, man? When I have at the end of my clothing design, his logo, man, where he came up with that logo and how to break that down into the type of picture that he broke it down to,
Right.
man, that totally blew my mind. I could have, in a million years, I could have came up with nothing like that. But at 15, man, his mind was was there.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes people are blessed and they, get to know what their gift is early, and they can, take it to a whole nother level. I mean, one of my mentors, a brother named Brian McKissick. And Brian, I'm pretty sure a lot of the viewers have seen or heard of the new Aretha Franklin movie
Yeah.
that's out. Well, my mentor, Brian, was a storyboard artist who worked directly with the director of that film to storyboard that whole movie out. Okay. And he's worked on a who's list of motion pictures, Netflix series, television shows. The guy's in high demand. He's worked with people like Ron Howard. He's done films that included people like Denzel Washington, Samuel Jackson. And again, he had vision at an early age, like the gentleman you're talking about. Because when we were in high school, this guy was doing work for major motion picture studios. And so all that to say is that, again, I would like for the viewers to just look at your materials and do a gut check. Really look at them and try to be as neutral as possible. Because I know a lot of times people say, well, my kid did this or my nephew did this. But at the end of the day, you always have to ask yourself when you're in business, who are the people who are going to write you the check? Is it going to be your kids and your nephew and your family that help you put these logos together? Or is it going to be some stranger who really could care less about that? All they're looking at is what you present them with.
And that's, William, something that people got to realize. Your graphics are part of your resume.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Part of your resume is your graphics.
And William, they also represent your business. And because sometimes your materials will precede you. Because sometimes people are busy and they may say, well, forward me your marketing kit. Email me your marketing kit or mail me your marketing package. So they may see that before they even have an opportunity to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important. I'll never forget. I worked with a nonprofit organization in DC once called Capital Commitment. And they specialize in training young men and women telecommunications. And when I designed their logo, which was a C that sprouted out into cable wires, kind of, signifying their connection to the telecom industry, I'll never forget the president of Lucid Communications at the time came to one of their events and congratulated me personally for the logo I had developed for Capital Commitment. And he said, I wish you could have done our logo. And this was a guy who was the president of a Fortune 500 company, right? And he understood the importance of having a strong branding system in place that would give people a certain idea of where this company's coming from. Okay.
People got to understand something, Will. They don't. A lot of people don't know. You got to stay in your lane.
That's true. That's true.
You can't do it. See, the hardest thing for people and business people to realize is you got to stay in your lane. You can't do, and most people, the hardest thing most people realize is I can't do everything. They think can't nobody do it better than them. But man, the whole thing is those who know why hire those who know how.
Right. That's what the smart business owners do. And the smart business owners realize the time that they're wasting fiddling around in an area that's not their area of expertise, they could be out doing something else that's more important for the operations of that business.
Something that's more strategic toward the business, yes.
Right. And one of the things that I realized too, a lot of times people get the misconception that they can go online and do something like in Canva or one of these little free programs, uh, and that they're going to always have this great design stuff, but they don't understand the psychology behind
Free,
why they're doing what they're doing. I always
free
tell people,
ain't gonna get you there, brother.
right, I have a funny little running line when I do workshops, William. I can go to the zoo and get some monkeys that can make you pretty pictures, but the monkey will never understand how to create a strategy with the pretty pictures that's going to help grow your business.
Right, right.
That's the major difference between trying to wing it or trying to use some little online tool. It's almost like the equivalent of you have, uh, say, a 5 Series BMW with an M engine in it. Somebody gives you a toolkit and say, okay, William, I want you to go ahead and repair that BMW. Now, if you never worked on BMW 5 M Series cars, I can give you all the tools in the world, and all you're going to do is have a BMW that's not running.
You know something, William? Now here's something that really gets me. Oh, I look at people's business cards.
Mm-hmm.
They got them in all kind of colors. They got them all fancy. Like this one lady, and I couldn't get her to understand, baby. I can't read your card. You got this fancy writing and it's thin. I can't read it. Honestly, I cannot read your card. I can't even read your numbers.
And see, that's the other thing. A lot of people get caught up into bells and whistles,
Yeah,
and they forget at the end of the day what they're putting together is a communications piece. And the more effective that piece is at communicating, that's going to help your cause out that much more. And that's where knowing topography, color theory, composition, the use of positive and negative space, how to create certain moods by incorporating different elements together. Once you get into the science behind design, now we're going somewhere. See, a lot of people don't understand that there's a science behind what we do.
yes. They think, man, they think it's easy. Like,
Oh,
see, I know I know I'm brilliant. I mean, I don't even deny myself that. But I keep telling people, who the hell cares about my brilliance but me? What you want is my expertise.
right,
So,
right,
and people don't realize everything you do in your business cards, your speech, your logo, and everything, that's your resume.
right. I'm gonna share something with you, William, if you don't mind.
Go
Uh,
ahead, brother.
I have a client that's over in DC called the Alliance of Concerned Men. It's a nonprofit organization uh, that helps young men who have, kind of gone astray, people who've been in gangs and stuff like that, and they, help put them on a path of success. And when they came to me years ago, uh, their whole visual branding system was in chaos. It was all over the place. And I told the CEO, Tyrone Parker, I just said, Mr. Parker, give me an opportunity to turn things around. And so I developed this logo for that organization, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we made mouse pads, we made backpacks, we had it on jackets, we had it on T-shirts. Um, it was everywhere, and we've done things with them like coffee mugs and just a variety of things with that whole system that was put together for that organization.
You know what people got to realize? It's not about being fancy.
Mm-mm.
Most of the time, everybody wants something that's easy to read. It's got to be plain, but it's something about it that's got to catch people's eye.
Right. And the other important part, William, it has to work on a variety of things. You can't just have a logo that just works when you put it on your website. It has to work on a number of things. We even did, if you could see this is beautiful. It was a lapel pin. Let me see. Get it in there.
Right in front. There you go. Right there. That's good.
And that lapel pin looks just like their logo. And see, when you reverse engineer your stuff, knowing in advance that this design has to go on everything. It has to be able to work in color, in black and white, on dark colors. It has to work on everything. It has to work in the digital domain and the physical domain. And a lot of times when people are doing things, it's almost like they're just slapping it together, saying, okay, I'm going to loop back to this. But in the meantime, potential clients that they could have had, they're not getting, because when people see how they're presenting their business, it's coming off in a way that's not conducive to them getting those top tier customers.
William, people now, I keep telling people free not will get you there.
No. If free got you,
and you got to remember, you're going to get whatever you pay for.
Think about it like this, William. If the free solution was the best solution, all your Fortune 500 companies would go to free tomorrow.
Yeah.
They would stop spending, in some cases, millions of dollars on marketing campaigns and advertising and collateral materials. If the free solution was the best solution, McDonald's would stop spending money tomorrow. Nike would stop spending money tomorrow. All of those Fortune 500 companies that are spending that money would cease to spend it tomorrow if the free solution was the end-all be-all solution.
You got to ask yourself a major question whenever you're doing it. You got to ask someone, is this going to survive years of my growth? So in 5 years, is my logo still going to work? In 10 years, is my logo still going to work?
Right.
It don't have to be nothing fancy or colorful and all. Hey, man, it ain't about that. Now, here's the thing. You think Oprah is the smartest person in her company? No. You think Magic Johnson's smart? No. What did I just tell you earlier? Those who know why hire those who know how. Now, I just read an article couple of weeks ago or so. Well, right now, companies are courting business students at these HBCUs.
Right.
They're courting the seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been knowing this for, because I read another article where they said that at one time A&T was one of the top major business schools. Was A&T down in Carolina. They were going to their seniors saying, we will pay your full senior year, everything, room and board, food, everything, if you will give us 3 to 5 years after you graduate. Well, hell yeah. What does that do for your resume? You ain't got to look for a job for 4 years.
Right.
If you're a baby, you can start looking. But when you got that already on your resume, and you ain't got that college, you ain't got that college debt. Hey man, if somebody can do something for you that you're paying $1,000 for, and it can bring you $1 million, where the hell are you losing?
Right.
I can't get people to understand that. If I'm giving you, me myself personally, I'm giving you $1 million worth of information. Whatever I charge is worth it, because look how it's going to do for you later. Look at I still use the artwork you've done for me.
And,
You didn't have
and
to do a whole lot of changing my business cards. You only had to change. I changed my email address because I went a different direction because my business outgrew the Gmail.
right, right.
Because I had a gentleman team says, man, if you're going to corporations, if you're going to corporations, they will not hardly talk to you or send you emails if you're using Gmail or
No,
AOL or Yahoo.
because they're not going to take you serious.
They're not going to take you serious.
Because
They
they
tell
know
you.
they
They tell.
tell you in a heartbeat, um, everything has to be part of your system,
Has to be. That's right. That's
and
right.
it's all about continuity, and it's all about organization. If you have a website, why shouldn't you have an email with the same domain? You've already purchased the website,
Right.
so what's
Right.
stopping you, right? So in a lot of cases, I think because people don't understand the importance of that whole visual branding system, they have a tendency to kind of just do it as an afterthought,
You know,
and
you
and that's not good because when you read any books by Fortune 500 guys and they start to talk about the subject of how they built a team to help them grow the business and to do the marketing. If you're not a guru, get some gurus on your team.
hey man, like I said, Oprah, Magic, Michael, Warren Buffett, none of them are the smartest person in their company. They hire the smartest people.
Right, right.
I mean, I
And by
realize that I've
and
been
by
knowing we've been knowing
default,
each other for years now,
right,
and like I said, I still use my business card you gave me. I
right,
changed a little bit here and there. That's because, like I said, my same logo. I changed. We had to change the email address because I went from Gmail to where I'm paying for it to say info.
right.
But other than that, man, there wasn't really no major changes I had to put on the all the sites I got, and I got 8 now. I got 9 sites. We right now, William, you have 9 sites of people looking at you.
Well, that's great, and I hope that those people who are looking, uh, let's do this, William. I want the people who are looking to email me some examples of what they're currently using, and for the first 20 people who email me, I will do a free evaluation of their marketing materials.
Now
Okay.
wait a minute. Hold, hold, hold up right there. Say that again.
For the first 20 people who email me, samples of their logo, business cards, let me take a peek at their website. I'm going to give them a free evaluation, a professional assessment on where they are and what they could do to improve it if it needs to. And if they've done a great job, they'll get kudos.
Well, give your email address, man. They can't send it to you if you
Okay.
don't give them the email
Okay.
address.
My email address is Maxwell, Maxwell, at wmgraphics.com.
Do it again slowly.
Okay. The email address is Maxwell, that's Maxwell, at wmgraphics, that's GRAPHIC as in Charlie, S as in Sam.com.
Man, man, they gonna be blowing up your email.
Well, see, one of the main reasons why I came on your show, William, is because you've been very giving with the audience that you've developed over the years. And as a guest, I could do nothing less than to do a little giving myself. And that's, something that I think will be beneficial moving forward to a lot of businesses, because a lot of businesses, now that, the business market is trying to make a comeback from all the situations with the COVID lockdowns and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, have been suffering from COVID, but even more people have been suffering because their businesses have been closing up. I mean, I can go through a laundry list of people that I've known who over the past 18 months had to close doors because, like I said earlier, you can have all the trappings of a business, but if you don't have any customers, you don't really have a business.
Let me take a pause for the calls right here, William. And when we come back, if anybody online wants to talk to William live with me, the lines will be open. Let me take care of this pause for the calls real quick, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, as of, let's say September the 18th, Saturday, September the 18th, I'm doing a live class titled Mastering Your Success. Mastering Your Success. It's going to be at Prince George's Community College, and that's 301 Largo Road. That's up in Marlboro, but I'm going to put out there and let you know what building. They're having so many problems. They've got so much stuff going on, and they're remodeling Prince George's Community College. All people don't know that while this pandemic, they take advantage of it.
Right.
They are remodeling almost half of their campus.
Wow.
So a lot of their buildings are closed right now because they took advantage of it. And they're remodeling half of the college.
Mm-hmm.
So when they give me probably one day this week, by Friday, I'll know what building we're going to be in, and I'll be able to tell you. Now, here's the great thing about it. It's from 10 to 12:30. That's 2.5 hours. Now, I'm not cheap. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I ain't cheap. But because this is my first one back, I'm charging you less than $10 an hour to come and for me to give you this class information.
Wow.
I'm going to give you business that out there right now are the best business to go into, that are almost cost you no money to start them, very little money. And then I've got a list of at least 10 or 12 that you can start with no money at all.
Wow.
So the class is from 10 to 2. I'm sorry, 10 to 12:30. Saturday, September the 18th. If you want more information, just call the Institute, 240-619-2019. As a matter of fact, let me put that on the screen right now. There's the information, 240-619-2019 to call the Institute.
Right.
Now I'm gonna do something that if able, the first 5 people that buy a $20 ticket, you can bring your teenager for free.
Man, wow.
The first 5 people that buy a ticket. Now I'm going to have all that up. I already got it, y'all, but I can't post it yet because I haven't gotten the exact building. But the first 5 people that buy a ticket, your teenager come free. Even if it ain't your teenager, I said a teenager. It might be your neighbor, your niece, your nephew, something. Might be. I would say you could bring your mom and dad, but I know that can't pass for one of your children, a teenager. But that's Saturday, September 18th, y'all. That's just 3 weeks away. I'm gonna give you all this information, mastering your success, whether personal spiritual, financial, or entrepreneurial. Call the Institute, 240-619-2019. Or just stay tuned in to my Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, my Twitter page, my Periscope page, my YouTube page, my personal page on Facebook, my Millionaire Mastermind Institute page, my Road to Success show page. All those going to have that flyer on there. It's going to be in my story. Y'all, I'm putting it out there. So here's the thing. Give a blessing. Always give a blessing. And you don't know. When you tell somebody about my show, about my classes, are you aware of the fact that you're giving a blessing? You are giving a blessing because you never know who needs to hear the information that I'm giving.
And
That
information.
may be your friend, that be your next millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, don't keep it. Be like an unplugged refrigerator, baby. Don't keep nothing.
Right.
Tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. September the 18th, Professor William Murray is doing a 2.5-hour class on mastering your success, where he's going to give you 30 to 40 of the best business right now to open up with little to no money. And I'm also going to tell you how you get money when you want to start your business.
Well, people need to sign up now for that.
Yeah. Lines are open, y'all. Somebody talk to us. Anyone out there got any questions for William and I, or just want to let us know what's what? Lines are open. Somebody talk to you. Talk to us. If you're on social media, post it in the page, and I will read it off the post.
And William, in the meantime, I just want to let people know about my T-shirt line, Idea Gear by WM, where you can get some beautiful T-shirts like this Support Black Business shirt here that you see.
Yes.
By going to ideagearbywm.com. And if they sign up for our newsletter, William, check this out. They get 20% off.
You're just giving away the farm tonight, ain't you, baby?
You're
giving away the farm tonight.
They're getting 20% off of each shirt. And, you know, we have some real nice designs, some real good, high quality shirts here. And I'm doing that, you know, so we can help get the word out, you know, for exhilaration, exactly. And so this is one of my favorites here, William.
There's no box. Think. You're right.
And at the end of the day, if more people realize this, especially us in the entrepreneurial community, the sky's the limit. The only box is the one that you've allowed somebody else to construct for you.
Or you put yourself in.
Right.
I tell them, heartbeat, I have no walls, and I definitely ain't got no ceiling.
Yeah. So, and when people ask me what the situation is, I said, there is no box. So that doesn't apply to me.
That's right.
So
anybody out there want to talk to William now, lines are open. Just speak. If you're on social media and you want to call in and talk live, call us 218-548-0510.
Yeah,
and that's the PIN number's 1950 £. That's live. You talk to us live.
Yeah, I would love to.
You know, one of your clients taught me years ago. The great Joe Madison taught me, because I used to be pissed off, man, because I couldn't figure out why people wouldn't speak up. Right. He says, look, Rook, you know, they call me Rook back in the day.
Right.
He says, 97% of the people that tune in will never say a word.
Exactly.
They'll tune in and listen to every show and never, ever call in or never say a word.
And speaking of Joe Madison, this is one of my clients over at SiriusXM. This was a piece that I designed for him. It was a mouse pad that he used as a giveaway. And I just recently did some face masks for Madison. And I'm helping with his T-shirt line. And I've designed a new T-shirt that he's going to be releasing soon. So
I know he's been talking about it on the show.
yeah, so it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot, and so callers, please call in because I'm approachable.
Give a number they can reach you on, William.
Well, if they want to reach me direct, they can call me at the studio at 301-322-7779. I give that out again, 301-322-7779. And my operation hours are between 10 a.m., 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. And if I don't pick up the call immediately, I will get back with you within 24 hours. I'm pretty good at calling people back.
All right. You know, William, you and I have been through a lot, and we've been knowing each other for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to give to you, brother. Every time I call, you're right there.
I try to be, man.
You know, so my brother, like I try to tell, here's what I tell people: because you ain't right. You weren't when I met you where you are now. Although you were in grad, but your mind has grown, your business has grown, your abilities have grown. Your business is about relationships.
Exactly.
Building relationships. You never know where down the line you go. That's why I tell you, you never ever burn a bridge, baby, because you don't know when you have to come back and cross it.
No, and it's funny, William, that you mentioned that. One of my clients who started out just doing a business card job is still doing business with me all these years later and has done a number of projects as well as referred me to a number of people. And I always tell people, I'm not going to work with you if I feel that it's not a good mix or a good match.
Everybody ain't your client.
Right. But if I do work with you, regardless of what type of project we're doing, I'm going to give you 130% every time. No one's going to know that you may have paid me a couple of dollars to do a business card, but they're going to look at it and think that you're a Fortune 500 company or something. So
well, that's your job, man. But you know what I'm saying? They got to have sense enough to hire you.
And I'm gonna do one more thing before we get off the air here. I'm gonna show.
All right, because we got about 2-3 minutes.
I'm gonna show some samples of some logos here that I've designed over the years for various people. We got Joe Madison. You have the Alliance of Concerned Men, All You Need Personnel. Just a number of people that over the years I've had the pleasure of helping them grow their business. I not too long ago did a logo for Julianne Malveaux, who now is teaching out on the West Coast. She's a professor out there. And when she was doing a TV show on UDC's campus station, she needed a logo for the TV show. And she, reached out to me and I designed this logo for her. And she was so elated, wrote me a very good testimonial. And, I just enjoy helping people realize their dreams, at the end of the day.
When people don't realize how many people we help, because if people don't know how many people I've helped build million-dollar companies. I'm not a big well-known person, but for those that hire me, I've never had a complaint yet.
Right.
Not one.
And one thing, William, I have to say about people like you, and I use this term a lot even to describe myself. We're like the Wizards of Oz. We're the guy behind the curtain. We're not always the upfront, big-time guy that everybody knows about, but the people who know William Murray.
Yes.
And they know what you have done and brought to the table, the Willie Jollies of the world, all these other people out here who you have connected with and done things with in the past. And, with this upcoming event that you're doing, people need to definitely, Cash App, credit card, get that information from you that you're sharing, because
I'm gonna have it on. I'm gonna have it on Eventbrite by Thursday.
Yeah,
But tomorrow's
because
Wednesday. By Thursday, I have it on Eventbrite.
the
And it's
main
gonna be
thing,
all over. We'll put it on your page.
right. And the main thing, William, I always tell people, experience is something that you can't deny, because the proof's in the pudding. You can look at the track record. You can get the testimonials and the referrals from people that you've helped along the way. And you can't buy an app or a program or, something to substitute for experience.
You're right. You are so right. William, I want to thank you, my brother, for coming on and educating the public, educating my audience.
It was my
Brother, this
pleasure.
is not the last time we're gonna be together, and that's not your last time you're gonna do the show.
Well,
This hour went so fast, man. It didn't seem like it.
No, it didn't. But when we get together, it's always quick like that. So.
Yeah, but we always together, helping, doing each other, man, and talking and coaching each other. And I want to thank you, my brother, for coming on. You want to say something? You got a minute to talk to the audience real quick. Talk to them.
Well, again, I just want people to take advantage of the offer. Email me, Maxwell at wmgraphics.com, and I'll check out the emails, and I'll get right back to you ASAP.
William, thank you for coming on board, my brother. And it's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, and I look forward to next time.
All right, my brother. Y'all heard it from the great William Maxwell, one of the greatest graphic designers out there. Now, he's there for you. He is there for you. Now, my show, the class I've got coming up September 18th at Prince George's Community College. You're going to hear more about it. Like I said, I have everything set up by Friday when my next show. And I'm not going to have a guest Friday. I think I'm going to have a guest next week. What's her name? Going out to see her face. Alexander. I can remember her last name, Alexander. I can't remember her first name, but that's okay, y'all. Y'all know who I am. My mind is just, But I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. I do, because I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. It's a very interesting show, y'all. I mean, me and this brother go back because he's been my graphic designer for years. When I had my clothing stores, when I was out in the streets, when I was into real estate, this brother's always been my designer. So y'all got to get back with him. Like I always tell you, if you push me, I'll pull you. If you pull me, I'll push you. It's not going to matter whether I'm pushing or I'm pulling, y'all. We're going to get there together. I guarantee you I'll make you a winner. I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Until next time, y'all, God bless. And keep working on your road to success. Until next time, God bless.